Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another cast on Fireside. I am Fleskore, I'm gonna be one of your casters tonight. I'm joined here by Unicorn Wizard. How you doing, man?
I'm good. One day I'm actually going to pronounce your name right, I swear.
Don't worry,
Uh,
man. It's not the first time. It's not the first time.
all right. Well, tonight we got uh HR team versus Milkies. HR team is Mopsy, Enigma on Scout, Nimby on Roamer, Pelt on Pocket, Cray on Demo, and Mr. Slin on Medic. Milkies is Big Bank Campaign and Scarfs on Scout, Glopers, I never figured out how to pronounce it, on Roamer, Jets, otherwise known as Proton, on Pocket, Pandu on Demo, and Luddy on Medic.
Definitely some stacked rosters. We saw them last season as well in Div 2. They actually, Milky's had the head to head on that one. But for this season, it's a little bit turned on its head. HR team actually did beat them the first week. They beat them 4-2 on Gully Wash, I do believe. So the head to head definitely is favoring HR team here, but things could change. This is a new map, of course. Div 1 isn't playing by the regular rules. They're actually playing by pick ban as same thing with invite. So I'm
Yeah,
definitely really excited to see both these rosters.
oh, excuse me. I really want to see how good the scouts can all do. Um, I mean, obviously, like, Mopsy's been around for a while. Magma, for those of you who are unaware, Magma used to be, as far as I'm aware, unless I'm wrong, Magma is Nigma. He used to go by the name Nigma. Now he's Magma.
Yes,
So he's been around for a bit. Scarfs, I believe, played a long time or like a while back, and then is like now getting back into it. Um, okay,
yeah,
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, yeah, he played Div 2 last season, along on this team, and his scout was, I think, the big reason they won Div 2. He was probably the best player on their team. Not to take anything away from everyone else, but Scarfs impressed me the most out of everyone on that team. Big bank campaign as well, so I think the scouts are going to play a big role.
I definitely, especially on Sunshine. Like as soldiers can do some stuff here, but overall, this is like a really scout heavy map. Just some people call it a prettier process. But I am definitely really excited to see like the scouts. Just as you said before, Big Bang campaign and Scarves was like a really threatening combo last season. They were just they worked well, they coordinated well, and they got tons of frags, especially in the grand finals. Everyone saw that there was all five maps, nail biter. But at the end, Milky's actually did win Div 2 at the very end. HR team only got, I think they got third or fourth,
Something like that, yeah.
which is actually really interesting because right now both of these teams are third and fourth in the current standings. So definitely gonna be. I'm expecting this to be a close match. I'm really excited to see like anything what these teams can bring out, especially on Sunshine, which
Yeah, well, it should
can
be good. You said earlier, people consider it a prettier process. It's, I'd say, second and last, yes, in terms of like prettier process. Uh, Last definitely plays out like you just have a little more lobby control, but it's very similar. Second is pretty similar, just in terms of where teams hold and flanks and all that. Mid is weird. Mid on Sunshine is very weird. It's probably the mid that lends itself most to rotations, because I know a lot of teams, their game plan, isn't 100% this, but it usually just kind of boils down to, all right, we're going to rotate the opposite of where they go, and
yeah.
you just kind of turns into that, and it's kind of like process, but way more so. So you're going to see usually a lot of rotations, a lot of like, as soon as one person dies, they just pounce. So Sunshine can be a quick one.
Yeah, it's a really small, compact mid with like a lot of like. There's a lot of geometry all around, especially with the Tetris, the shacks. Yeah, like Cafe actually does like sticks out a little bit on like IT on process. So, and not to mention, like, you also do have Bell Tower, which not provides like different elevations. So it's definitely going to be like a really interesting like mid where splash like there's a lot of places where Soldier can splash damage off of. Demo can just set up stickies in certain places, and so or even like people can just get caught in little corners and just that could be the difference between life or death. So definitely going to be I'm expecting these mids to be fast, like dictated mainly by like which team wants to be the aggressor. Because that's
Yeah.
usually how it goes. Just like seeing like if once you start playing ring around the rosy at the mid, it's gonna be who's gonna trip and fall first.
Yeah, and if any of the soldiers know it, the fast rollout for Roamer on this map is kind of similar to processes where you can get on the demo really quick, and if you can get that pick and kind of define the whole mid, uh, I don't know if any of them know it. It's not as I don't think it's as easy as processes. It's definitely not stupidly hard, but I know at least a lot of people I've played with aren't the most comfortable doing it, so we'll see. Because demo on this mid, just like every other mid in the game, demo is probably the most important class, other than medic, of course. Just so much denial. He can deny basically everything. Like nothing is out of range for the demo. He can get spam on Bell Tower easily, spam on both the Tetrises and the Huts easily. Like, yeah,
Oh yeah,
demo is very powerful. So we'll see if anyone wants to get that early pick.
yeah. That early pick could definitely can definitely determine a whole lot. You also do have to be careful because of course, being too telegraphed with any of your plays is always just gonna be the downfall of any good strategy. So definitely want to mix it up here now and then. Not to mention like as you said before, the demo just has really good spam angles that he has. Like your pipes more or less just kind of reach across the mid. Uh, Soldier rockets as well just do a whole bunch of damage. Again, there's like a really small compact mid. So like the soldier difference might actually just come in play. I do know that Nimby and Pelt are both really good soldiers. Having played with Nimby before, but you can't necessarily count down like Gloppers and Proton. They upgraded their soldiers from last season, so should be a little bit interesting. Again, the head to head does favor HRTeam, but it was some people could say it was considered a close match. 4-2 isn't necessarily as dominant as one might think.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how MILKIES are able to deal with Pelt and Defron, otherwise known as Cray. Cray's a very aggressive, good demo man who can really put out the damage. And Pelt, I believe, when last time I casted Pelt on Gully Wash, I believe it was against MILKIES. He was putting out stupid amounts of damage and just like jumping in, and a lot of the time he actually wasn't dying. He would get really low and then live, and then his team would come in to follow up. So he really likes to be the aggressor and to get the eyes on him. So I want to see if they can deal with that, because it's on Sunshine. Are we paused already? Oh no, they were exec in config. Okay.
Yeah.
On Sunshine, it like getting a soldier in deep and getting eyes on them can work, but your team has to cover a pretty good amount of ground. Like especially pushing in a second. If soldier high bombs through choke or Valley, yeah, he gets on the med, but then everyone else on your team has to get in quick if that's your play. So.
Speaking of like differences between like the classes and everything, the medics obviously are just gonna be like a hot topic just because like on one hand you have Luddy who's just an up and comer, went from newcomer to winning Div 2 to possibly even making playoffs in Div 1. So that's definitely like a really impressive track record to Mr. Slyn, who is a well tenured like medic. Like a lot of people know, he's made plenty of like medic tutorial videos. He has invite experience. Like he's competed a lot longer than Luddy has. So there might be like a mental edge there, but at the same time, it is going to be really interesting because I would consider them on the same level, mechanically.
Yeah, I think Slyn definitely has the advantage because the man has been playing this game a long time, longer than I have, and I've been around since like 2013, 2014. And I think Slin's, I've said this before, and I never mean it as disrespect to him. I think Slin's big, like, advantage is just his game knowledge. He is very smart about this game. He really understands the game from a fundamental level. I think his mechanics aren't necessarily bad, but it feels like sometimes his reactions are either too quick or too slow. Like, he'll pop really early for a reason that doesn't necessarily make sense, or he'll drop when he really shouldn't have. And I don't know if that's like, I'm never able to tell if that's like a team thing or if that's just him. So, I mean, that I guess that applies to everyone on his team. Like, that problem continues, it could prove bad for HRT, because getting forced and dropped on Sunshine can be bad. It's very similar to Process. You lose that medic uber advantage, you're probably losing at least 1 or 2 points. So
Yeah.
if they can clean that up as a team, I think they'll do really well. Luddy is very just, I don't know. I think he's just a very good mechanical medic. He's smart. The game sense isn't completely there. I mean, he's playing Div 1. Has a good amount of game sense, but there's a difference between, you know, being good and having played this game for, you know, 7+ years at a pretty good high level on medic. So
it's just that age.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That is Nimby destroying the sentry nest, by the way, for those of you wondering. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Sunshine, I feel like having medics having issues on Sunshine, or just having your team like being off kilter with your medic and combo on Sunshine, can really, really be it can lead your downfall very quick. It's a very, like, the mid isn't that big, but it's a little spread out. Second is very spread out. Like, the entrances and like covering them all is pretty spread out, and the point itself is. So you run into a problem where if your combo gets, you know, separated from your flank, you just lose them both. But we are going live.
Yeah, we are going to be going live here directly into the first mid. Definitely going to be really, you know, we didn't necessarily get into predictions, but you know, that a little bit unfortunate. But I'm just going to say, considering the head-to-head, HRTeam do have the advantage. But getting into the first mid, we are going to see Nimby actually taking a really aggressive position. It's going to be spammed out by Pandu there. But it looks like it is going to be the ring around the Rosie. Both teams are just going to be rotating all around here. Definitely have to be careful. Proton's going to be taking a lot of damage coming in over here. And it's actually going to be chased down, forced out of the fight entirely. So this is going to be a small advantage coming in for HRTeam. But, ooh, Big Bank is actually doing a really nice job. It's going to pick off Nimby. Pandu's going to pick off Magma. It's going to be a return frag coming in from Mopsy. But it's not looking too pretty for HRTeam, as they're just going to completely wipe here. And that was such a long mid that Luddy actually did manage to get Uber before it ended.
Yeah, Slin was pretty close, but he didn't manage to get it. HRT actually played Luddy's taunting on point, and now there is a pause. But HRT played the beginning of the mid a lot better. They played together. They, you know, didn't take too much amount of damage. The people on MILKIES were pretty low at the start of it. But their problem came in when they tried to collapse onto MILKIES or push into them. Like, they didn't really, you know, they got the damage, but the kills didn't come in, and then all of a sudden one person dies, and it's that thing where as soon as one person dies, it's just
instant snowball.
It's a collapse. It's a struggle. It's an instant collapse from the enemy team, and it just ended horribly for them. So, you know, one mistake costs you the mid, and yeah, they're at full Uber disad. Oh, unpause. I'm gonna retry actually.
Yeah, right now currently everyone's just kind of floating, but it is, you know, they're only capping second. So definitely could have played that a little bit better. Pandu's actually gonna pick off Mr. Slim there with the trap, so it's gonna be. It's not looking too great for HRTeam.
Did he have last traps? Or?
Pandu's trapped off a little bit forward over here on the top left.
They do use it left. I think Bank Campaign was like lagging out. They take down the gun. The only thing they've gotten is the gun, and Slin is back. They do take down Pell. That can be good, but this heavy needs to get taken down, or they need to kill everyone else. Proton is in, gets on to Slin, does get taken down. This should be the last push for MILKIES. Nimby and Cray are pretty healthy though. It isn't over yet. And all of a sudden, Scarfs, and I do believe that Cray could have done it. He was just too far away. So good first round.
That was honestly really well played by MILKIES. They didn't get a whole lot with that Uber, but they were just they didn't give up at all. They just didn't retreat. They just kind of stayed there, played the spam damage, and just slowly edge capped and just baited people into it. That was a really nice pick. And just speaking of the fast rollout, you are just gonna see Nimby instantly go on the demo, bringing
still
4
alive.
players behind. He's still
on
alive.
still with the wait.
Oh my god! Oh my god! He actually does manage to kill Luddy, and that's gonna be a full mid control coming in. We're actually gonna see. We're gonna see big. One of them actually disconnected for a little bit, but
Scarf
that was an
crashed, yeah.
amazing play by Nimby.
The man goes down to like 2 HP, B-hops around, doesn't get shot, then gets 3 pickaxes on Dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, the survivability
Luddy,
there was key. That was key to winning the entire mid. It's gonna be full Uber advantage coming in for the side of H, and they definitely have to be a little bit careful. They don't want to allow MILKIES to like set up completely, because they do have a sniper, they do have a sentry, so it's gonna go.
They're going in through lower. They finally used. They've gotten so deep with this. The gun is down. The Uber is still up. They do take down Magma on the point though. Pandu is dead, and now Godbers is dead. This could be bad. There's no pressure on the left at all. Actually, Proton is behind as I say that. And Big Bang Campaign is full health. So there is a world they win this. This is actually looking pretty good. Where is Luddy? Luddy is on the point, and it is now a 3v3. They need to sit on the point, though. Cray gets rushed down.
But the Uber on Luddy.
Is at 99, and yeah. Unless Mopsy two-shots both of them. No. The spawner's coming. They're all missing on Mopsy. Literally everyone has missed Mopsy. Okay, there they go. That could have been bad. That could have definitely been bad.
Definitely could have.
Wait, where's Magma? I see him hiding. He's on the med. Ooh, Luddy gets forced, and Magma's going to last. So, good play by him to get the force. They should get second here.
The control point is being contested.
Yeah, that was HRTeam definitely seemed to be like in a really good position to like get the point there, but the frags just weren't coming in through.
They didn't kill the heavy.
First mid where the heavy was so low. It was just one pipe jump was the 9th point. Amalgamation of all these like tiny little problems that eventually just allowed you just up.
Yeah.
A little bit sloppy there, but they do still have the Uber advantage here, so there is a second chance to go back into last.
Yeah, you need to. When pushing last, they are actually taking good space. I think they know they have ad. It is Slin. Slin is. Oh my god. They are so deep, they haven't even used. Slin gets forced, actually. And now this is bad for them. Because, well, Jet's Proton being dead isn't the worst, I guess. And they're just going to back up. Okay. I'm fine with this. I was just going to say that, what's it called? When you're pushing into a last, it depends on the last. But a last like Sunshine, where the point is so close to the spawn, you really need to either take down those off classes or force them back. And the gun went down, but then the heavy comes up, and as I say that, they're using him through lower left. I'll talk about that later. Good damage on the Pelt. They do take him down. Magma is trying to go behind, and he's on a soldier. He's going to get a soldier. He does take him down. 4v4. Nimby goes in a little bit early and dies, so actually now this is bad for HRT. They're going to need to back up. They do have Uber ad, but MILKIES should get the cap unless Cray wants to take a, as Hedgehog Hero calls it, an Osama Uber, which is literally just double sticky jumping in with the Uber. He's not going to use it. They don't even need to use it. They just give it up for free. Yeah, they give it. Pelt going down is Pelt going down is nice, but it's still a full Uber ad, and the only off class is actually the force does come in. As I say that, they use it really early. They're playing the point. Mopsy's dead to the sticks. The soldier looks like he's gonna live on the right side too, so there's gonna be literally no picks on that for HRT. They got a little ahead of themselves.
Yeah, they definitely could have played that a little bit better. It looks like they were a little hasty, just scared that Luddy was just gonna get Uber there, but. Same time, like you have time to like get everyone else there. The only people fighting last are just those Uber players. So
yeah, Yeah, and that was good
Well,
by
it looks like
sorry. That last push out by MILKIES was really good. They didn't, but they're just using it actually as I say that. Where is Slin? Slin is in choke. I don't think he's going to get any pressure on him at all. They do take down Pelt. That can be big, but Goldberg is in. He's just committing. He's going to get taken down for it. Slin doesn't have yet, but they're going to immediately use back in. Although, Slin has to be careful. If he gets jumped on, he's dead. No, he's alright.
yeah, that trade, actually, like, you know, trading off those players actually did seem to work out in the favor of HRTeam. A little bit unfortunate that MILKIES wasn't able to get any, you know, any good picks off of that Uber. So HRTeam's just gonna be pushing directly back into second here. They actually gonna pick off Proton before anything else, and Glopers is behind. Slin is gonna be prematurely popping before anything else, but again, you know, getting 2 frags in that Uber isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, you do get both soldiers, so that's gonna be no bombers coming in, no instant sacks. But again, you're just stuck in the same position as you were, you know, a couple minutes ago, where you're just on second, don't have Uber ad, and they could just push directly out into you if they so please.
Yeah, the leapfrogs. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say Bank was on heavy. Maybe they're just gonna hold it. No, they're gonna use out. They really like using out lower left or lower right, depending on your POV, I guess. But no, they use it. Scarves gets dropped. That's big. The pocket scout going down is big. There's not gonna be a lot of spam on these soldiers that are taking this high ground. And Nimby is in. Look at this. He's taking all this space. Pelt's coming in now too, so they're just gonna have to give up the point without any cap time at all. They lose Scarves. Slin is about to get. This is big. This could be the round.
Definitely have to be careful here. There is a trap over here on the right, but it looks like they just completely decided to go. They decided to go dungeon. The gun's gonna go down instantly. Clopers is gonna be the first casualty of war. Mopsy's gonna go down along with Pelt, not before trading Fandu. But those frags don't matter if you just play the point. Really well done. It's gonna be 1-1, tied up.
Yeah, it's what I was saying. You gotta either take out those off classes or pressure them back, and they pressured them back. They had a heavy come out, but by that time they had so much cap time it didn't matter.
Really well done. Going in here on the third mid, we are just going to see Nimby going really aggressively yet again. We're not going to be bombing directly into their faces, but it's going to be bringing some people back. We are just going to see a scout. Pelt tries to help out, not going to be working too well, but again, this pinch coming in here. Nimby's doing so much. Getting 2 frags there. They just have to clean this up.
Keep Slin alive, yeah. Magma, alright. They shouldn't chase, though. Their health is pretty bad. Yeah, they're just going to back up. That was... Wow. Nimby played that really well. He went kind of for a fast bomb, and then when he saw that it wasn't going his way, he just immediately dips into Cafe to get eyes on him, and they chased him back, and then Pelt came in, you know, put eyes on him, got damage off, and they got the pick on Aleti, and everyone else died. It's, like I was saying, they really like those soldiers. It was Pelt on Gully Wash, but they like those soldiers going in and putting eyes on them, and it worked really well. Looks like they're going to go through IT.
Yeah, go straight in. Does seem to be that one of the soldiers did actually want to like bomb in, possibly get a force off, but you know, in exchange for playing this patiently, unfortunately, HRTeam is going to lose their Uber advantage here. So it is still going to be, you know, it's going to be, the Ubers are going to even out. They're going to use directly in, hopefully trying to get anything else, any frags or any damage going on. But it's not looking too great as the Uber is finally popped out on the side of MILKIES. Slim's actually just dodging. He's actually staying alive. Ooh, but
that could have been really bad. Actually, there's a soldier. No, it's just Cray. He's gonna jump away. That could have been bad. They put so much. They had 4 people and the medic all looking at Slin while the Uber was going on, and all these people just ran out of the point and like hopes to cap it. That could have been really bad, but didn't end up going that way. Proton and Pandu are just now spawning, so they aren't able to push in a second. And look at HRT.
They wanted to take this in, just directly in. Gulpers is going to go down, not before being traded off by Pelt. But Mr. Slin is actually going to go down to Proton. Really well done. Scarfs is going to go down, but, you know, the health and the frags on the side of, you know, HRT are just not working out in their favor. So it's an admirable effort there, just wanting a dry fight, and it was looking really clean at the very beginning, but you know, losing your med that early into the dry fight, just it's not a pretty image.
Yeah, you gotta kind of go a little bit faster. They kind of just sat around, you know, hoped to kill the people that were coming into them, but they took so much damage, and then as you said, Slin died. It was just over from there. They're gonna take mid for essentially free. Luddy, this is the big Uber ad. It's about 50%. They're going through Cafe.
Do have Nimby hiding over here in the corner. I wonder if it's going to be checked, but doesn't seem like it. You're not going to see that. Ooh, actually, does finally get checked. It's going to be two
Look at
big
this
rockets onto
goal.
Luddy. Ooh. Nimby actually does get out the force there. The X Factor on the side of HRT. Pelt is actually going to be caught behind as well. I'm not sure if that's necessarily worth it. They're going to have Uber out here, but not having any soldiers to defend last might be a big detriment on the side of HRTeam. As MILKIES is just going to want to take this directly in, just going to be denying all the point. The Uber is going to be forced off just to make sure to defend the point, but that's going to be both a soldier and a scout going down on the side of MILKIES.
Yeah, Soldier and Scout is probably the best you can hope for. Magma going down, though, on the refight, and they just have to immediately bail. Nimby is... Actually, that damage from Pandu, though. Cray is dead. Pandu is now immediately dead. It's just 1-for-1 trades back and forth.
They're going straight in. This damage is just being dealt all over the place. They're just constantly trading out frags, but it's actually working on the side of HRTeam. Just because they're actually the frags they're trading out for is just there's no projectiles on the side of MILKIES right now. They're all just respawning. So a little bit of a scrappy fight going into second, but really well done.
Yeah, you're right. The longer that went on, the more that would have favored MILKIES, but their spawns were in such a way that you're right. Pandu wasn't there. Neither of their soldiers were there just yet, and you can't really. Two scouts can't really fight the point. On second, as I say that, there's a soldier in onto Slin. Actually, goes for the air shot onto Cray. Doesn't hit it.
And we're gonna see Nimby instantly go in, gonna pick off Proton. So that's gonna be 2 picks. Ooh, never mind. Looks like it does seem to be a double sack there.
Yeah, they can. HRT or excuse me, MILKIES might want to move off that.
Yeah, they do have the spawn advantage coming up now. Gulpers and Proton just instantly came back, so. It's gonna be really interesting as the Uber is just traded in through choke, but again, it's just not a good position to be in. You definitely don't. Whenever you're defending, you don't want to be one forcing that
Luddy
Uber.
is so low. Scarfs is dead. They are gonna take down Slim, but Luddy is soon to fall. It's a 3v4. This should favor HRT. Yeah.
But ooh, Mopsy and Magma just played that really well. They were just able to work off that chemistry and just instantly. It's gonna be a full wipe.
Yeah, they played that really. Pelt is really far forward. That was just a really well played Uber from HRT. Pelt just walks in, takes like the 2014, 2015 pocket trade, and they immediately back up, get the force out of back up, and bait them in. And didn't they gave them a little bit of ground, but they gave them, they held it just enough to when that Uber finally fades, they're able to refight. Get that damage and eventually the pick onto Luddy. So, but
it's definitely a little bit risky to take that, especially whenever you're defending, just because it's a high risk, high reward. Because if it goes wrong, you just lose. You just lose the round outright.
Yeah, but, you're exactly right. If your med dies and their med doesn't die, and suddenly you lose that fight, it's most likely over, unless you can somehow, win that. With like one person alive somehow, but yeah, as I said, that soldier is in. He is in the skybox at 70 health. That man is dead. Pelt might be dead too. He's gonna live. Gulpers on the immediate resack. Gets nothing. No real damage. Just like 50 on the Mopsy.
That was actually pretty interesting by Pelt. This seemed to be he was committing. Maybe a little bit of communication issue considering Nimby was already like all the way touching, flying like Icarus. Flew a little bit too close to the sun. But actually did, Pelt did manage to survive, so this fairy tale ends a different way.
The ancient, story references, I like it. No off classes, so I'm assuming we're just gonna see a soldier go in. Nimby is in. He actually goes onto the demo. I like that. Pelt's gonna get cleaned up for this, it looks like. The idea was good. The execution left a lot to be desired, and MILKIES are gonna take advantage of that. They land on Cray. Cray is really hurt. He's gonna get taken down.
Oh no!
And Slin got forced. Luddy shouldn't get forced at all. It doesn't look like. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
look
might take out Magma. No.
Magma barely survives by the skin of his teeth, and it definitely, it did seem to be that Mr. Slim popped just to save, Cray there, but unfortunately it was a little bit too late, and they're just taking this straight in. They're just no holds barred. They're just going straight in. We're gonna see Nimby taking the fight. He's gonna pick
Oh.
off Pandu, and is still fighting. Is gonna crater at the very end, but not before a whole lot of space is being made by Milkies. Even though they are one man down, it's still a really good position for them. They do have just everyone bombing around.
Scarfs is behind. They don't know about it. Slint does go down to Bank, who is behind as well. So that's a good pick. The fight is still HRT's, but with Bank behind, Slint dead, he's gonna be a thorn in their side.
This is well done. Cray's still behind. Cray's
He's
still
fighting
in front.
Magma.
Ooh, he's gonna win that 1v1. Really
And now
well done.
He's just bringing everyone behind. They finally found him. He is going to get cleaned up, but with everyone chasing him, Melky should get in. He is not even dead yet.
Oh,
he's finally
he
dead.
did
Get in
so
a second
much
if you're
damage.
Melky's. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what they're doing. Okay, Jets gets rolled by Cray. He lives, but my god. Nimby is in, actually. He's just doing the same thing again. He's in behind, putting eyes on him. Mopsy dead, though. So this could be bad. The sold on the point, which is Gloppers, is hurt. Nimby goes in for the rebound. He takes out Gloppers.
The damage being
yeah.
done.
The damage is there, but I don't know if the refight can't really happen.
Yeah, everyone just they decided to play it safe and not want to commit anymore, just because as much as the reward was there, it was just too high of a risk. It is going to be even Ubers. Oh, mostly. Mr. Slynn is at 95. He's getting focused down. It barely has Uber, but he's going to be forced off at the very last second. It's not looking too great for Milkies, as just 4 frags just instantly go down. 1 on the side of HRTeam, 3 for Milkies. Gloppers is going to be killed off. We're going to have Big Bank hiding over here. He's going to be spotted out before he can cap. And no miracles this time. Not going to be able to hide behind and, do all those shenanigans. It's just going to be HRTeam pushing straight out of last, and possibly even snowballing this all the way to mid.
Proton Sniper. Jets is known for his sniper ability. He has not hit a shot, though, and he's just getting bombed. They're playing this really well on HRT. Pandu's gonna go down to Cray.
Ooh.
Jets hit the headshot. Nimby's dead because of that. This is still kind of a 4v4, but now Cray's dead as well. Scarf's rushed him down with Gloppers bombing, so all of a sudden, HRT are getting pushed out.
And especially with the sniper, that's going to be a really big fear. Just not having most of your explosives is just going to make your spam really weak. So that sniper is going to have a lot of angles to play with. So definitely a really smart decision by HRTeam just to completely just give this up and just play out the Ubers. But just as I say that, they decided to prove me a liar and just Uber out. They are going to get Gloppers here, but that's going to be no soldiers on the side of Milky, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to bomb him.
Yeah, this is one of the few situations where sniper is bad. They do use in, but with no soldiers, the only person who can really go forward fast is Pandu. He does bully them out, but there's no soldiers, like you were saying. They can't really do anything. Jets does go down, so he is going to be able to respawn on soldier. Cray's just in, and he's going to live somehow. The fact that anyone is alive in this fight right now is insane. Nimby and Magma actually are both dead, and somehow this is going worse for HRT than I thought. Pandu was just in. He is going to get taken down by the scout, but they need to leave. What are you doing? Slyn, Mopsy, leave. Get out. Good. Go on.
Yeah,
Wow.
They're finally going to leave. Again, just more and more scrappy fights coming in here. Definitely not something that you want to experience as a team, but it's really interesting just to see how much these teams are kind of pushing their boundaries and seeing what they can get. And just as I say that, Proton maybe pushed a little bit too far. Nimby's going to take the frag there. It's going to be a little bit of advantage. Ubers are dead even, but...
Pelt is in. He's dead too. And they're pushing forward with this. Slyn is kind of caught out. HRT should... Yeah, they aggress. Slyn uses Milk. Bloody has no pressure on him. He probably won't have to use even. They do cap it, but look at this. The Scarfs is dead, okay. Mopsy is on the medic. Bloody does get forced, so that's a good play by them. 5 health, gonna get cleaned up. So this isn't as bad as it could be. Okay, this is actually a lot worse than I thought it would be.
They still do have to cap second here.
Yeah,
just,
and with Nimby just doing... Okay, Magma goes down, actually. But with Nimby jumping around... all the eyes being put on him. Pandu actually might get caught on choke. It looks like, yeah, Pandu's just dead. Okay, never mind. They just let him live. 5 health. All right.
If 5 HP barely survives, but you know, that was really well played by Nimby. You just saw him like jumping all around, getting the attention of everyone, kind of like the, you know, the clown in the rodeo. Just,
Jets. Oh my
oh
gosh,
no,
Nimby destroyed the man.
not working out too great, and they're just bullied
I
off.
just need to give it out. Yeah. Yeah, Nimby is playing a really good style of roamer. Like his DM and the damage he's doing and stuff are great, but just the fact that he's playing this huge distraction, like that's huge. And it's really throwing, I think, MILKIES for a loop. They're not really exactly sure how to deal with it. Slin does have, but it looks like they just want to... Yeah, they're just going to back up. They knew that Luddy was close.
Yeah, hopefully we do see some successful sacks. It's always really interesting just to see these soldier sacks coming in here, either be med force or med drop. But HRTeam seems to be favoring these double shoulder sacks of just sending in both their shoulders, but it kind of leaves you in a position where you can't necessarily take a really good exchange unless you like force Cray to be there. But
yeah, no,
you know, Cray just hasn't been there.
Double shoulder sacks, I really do not agree with. Actually, here goes Nimby. He's going for a solo. Looks like he bombs the lower right. He's actually behind now, and they go with the scout and shoulder sack. Magma dies, and Nimby just gets out of there immediately. They're pressuring Valley on the side of MILKIES, though. No real damage or kills.
Going straight in, but we are just going to see a soldier just going all the way from Cafe, uncontested. Ooh, that's gonna be 2 frags coming in from HRTeam.
Slin is hurt. He's just gonna bail. That was really well played by MILKIES. They didn't... Sorry, Gulpers is in. He's gonna get cleaned up. That's alright for the moment. HRTeam might want to refight, actually.
Proton just came in through Cafe uncontested, where there was a bunch of spam coming in. So really well done. That's some really good coordination. But looks like HRTeam wants to push this directly in, knowing that they have that 1-man advantage. Scarfs is going to be caught out, so that's going to be. They're just going to push. They're slowly pushing this extension. Proton's also going to go down. Pelt's going to be traded off by Big Bank. And
you need to leave your MILKIES. Bank is caught behind, and they don't want to like leave him in alone. Actually, Gulpers just destroys Nimby, and he's not being taken down. Bank has taken, like, no damage.
Oh
okay,
my
now
God.
He's going to get cleaned up. But look at this. Pandu's just sticking them off. As I say that, a scout just walks through. The Uber finally does come out.
How does Magma survive?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. Gulpers is on the medic. Slin is hurt. He isn't going to get taken down, though. They do take down Magma, but now Scarfs is dead. That's 3 players down for MILKIES. But Jets, Proton does take down Cray, and he's going to take down Nimby before he dies.
Luddy is finally gonna go down to Pelt, but again, it's just scrappy fight after scrappy fight. Both these teams are just going in at everything they have, throwing the kitchen sink along with it, and just not really caring about the consequences, just hoping that anything can just convert into not even a round win at this point. It's just you're just playing for points. You're just playing for cap points.
Yeah, I think MILKIES, their DM is more on point. They're individually, maybe they're playing a little bit stronger, at least in terms of like the scouts. Like Cray is playing incredibly well, Nimby's playing well. I think HRT are playing a lot better in terms of their cohesion and the plays they want to make. Like Nimby goes behind his entire team. As I say that, Nimby is in, but it's a distraction. They actually get forced by Proton though, and Luddy should just bail. But Magma and Nimby are both dead. Scout is going to get caught out by. Look how far forward Cray is. My God.
Gulpers is still behind, unknowns to the rest of. Oh, it looks like HRTeam does actually have a little bit of a clue.
Yeah, they know. Mopsy should have seen him. Yeah. Yeah, and they're just gonna chase him down. Luddy, if Luddy was a bit closer to Uber, he takes down Mopsy. All right.
No.
Okay, so now HRT or MILKIES should definitely push out of last because if I'm Gulpers, I'm yelling at my team. They're all shooting me. I am doing so much damage. Please get in. Good lord.
Looks like they're finally they're just respecting his wishes, and HRTeam just a little bit defragmented there. It's just allowing these 1v1s to happen. Just not really committing everyone to go. Well, at least committing 2 people to go fight the one person. So a little bit bad. They're just seeing Nimby attempting to go for a force there, but unfortunately might have messed up his rocket jump. Might have gotten hit. Trying to rocket jump. So. Again, the Ubers are going to even out here as mid's going to be capped. We only have 3 minutes left on the clock, so hopefully we can see things
goes in.
Ooh.
100 damage onto Slin, But the counter sack, Nimby is just now go.
Oh, nope. Swatted down like a fly.
Yeah, so I think maybe it's gonna slow down a little bit. I would think, but Glober's just immediately in. He's gonna get taken down. That's okay because they're down a soldier, and they might not want to counter sack until what's it called? Until Nimby comes back up. And this is kind of what I mean by slowing down. But look how far forward they are. Actually, Pelt's kind of caught up. They just use. They're gonna take down a demo.
Oh, that's
out of
unfortunate.
Pandu. I don't agree with what Slyn is doing here.
Oh, he gets out. Oh wait.
No, Proton juggles in. And this is
Spoke too
big.
soon.
Pelt is spamming down Luddy, but MILKIES just need to back up for a second. Just get your heals. You know, don't let HRT just walk into you, which is what Mopsy's about to do. Pandu's dead. Bank is gonna take down Nimby. Cray is super far forward. The Miracle Pipe onto Luddy. And Scarfs is dead too, so all of a sudden, actually, this is really looking
How are
good
they
for HRT.
winning these
Pelt is out of
fights?
ammo, by the way. Pelt has no ammo, and he is gone. Mopsy's dead. Oh my god.
How are these fights just? You know, HR team lost 4 people there, including their medic, and they just kept fighting, and they somehow brought it nearly even. Actually, Mr. Slyn does actually have uber advantage here, so despite all that, they actually did bring it even. Although there is only 1 minute left on the clock, 1 minute 40, excuse me, and it is still only the first half, so there's a possibility, but the scores are tied. Definitely always want to go into the half, maybe with the advantage, even if it is just only 1 round. But looks like they just want to push directly off this, not want to give any chances, want to go fast, you want to clear out everything you can. But Nimby goes down before the push. The Uber is going to be forced off really early, and you know, MILKIES is just not home.
The control point is being
You're knocking on the door and there's nobody home.
Yeah. Well played by MILKIES. Pandu is going in with a demo bomb. He gets actually air shot into the medic. He's not going to get taken down, but the damage being put out. Cray is rolled. Cray is somehow still not dead. He pipes a soldier to keep himself alive.
alert. The control
What?
point is being contested.
Mopsy's in too. Mopsy is going to get taken down, and MILKIES should now just work on getting forward. Pelt is actually too far forward. He's going to get caught out. Yeah, he's going to get caught out in Cafe. There are no forward spawns, and this is now a bad situation for HRT. They need to be out of second, which they are. They are going to be on last.
Control point is being captured.
30 seconds left. MILKIES
yeah.
has to dry fight this.
Yeah,
No,
they do.
there's no
Uber's
chance
gonna
of
come
waiting
up.
for Ubers.
Uber's going to come up towards the end of it, but that gun is going to be big. That gun needs to be taken out. It does, but it takes down Jets. So I think this is just a 1-1. They have 20 seconds. They need to dry fight this. That heavy is going to just destroy them. Actually, Pandu's doing pretty good damage, but it doesn't look like it's going to be... Yes, both the Ubers comes out. There's 10 seconds left. Slyn doesn't even need to flash. He can literally just keep the Uber on his heavy. Mopsy's taken down Nimsy. Magma's dead. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Yeah, that's just 1-1.
You know, they even full wiped there by the very end. So really well done by HR team defending last there. It was only 30 seconds, but you know, some miracle plays can happen. Some people, like some teams, do get like, you know, a little bit careless and just be like, oh, there's 30 seconds left. There's no way we lose the point. But then you know, it just kind of happens. So well done by both teams. You do see a 1-1 scoreline for the first half. You know, again, this is just a really close game. Some scrappy DM fights coming in basically all over the map. Doesn't necessarily matter where. So what a half.
Yeah, Cray is keeping his team in this game right now. I think he's a big part of why MILKIES are having some issues with their pushes and their Uber fights and just that. The man is 29, 8, and 9, doing 325 DPM. He's not even top healed on his team. He's taking 24% heals, putting out 29 and 9 on demo. Like, that is... I mean, granted, Pandu isn't playing bad. Pandu is 19 and 12, doing only about 20 less DPM than him, but the frags that Crayer is getting, like, good lord. He has 10 soldier frags to Pandu's 4, so the kills on those soldiers are big. It shuts down a lot of the pushes, and makes it, you know, so that they just kind of have to back up. I mean, not to discredit anyone else on his team. No, I don't think anyone's really playing bad. I think, yeah, I think this is kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
Scarf's playing out of his mind, 29 and 13. Big Bang campaign. you know, the damage isn't there, but the kills are, and the deaths are pretty low too, which is important. Pandu having a good game, not as amazing as Cray, but having a good game. Mopsy 19, 15, and 14. That's all those assists. That's interesting. Same with Magma. The assists are really good, and that kind of lends itself to what I was saying about the assists. It feels like that HRT are doing a better job of playing together as a team.
It's like yeah, it's definitely really interesting. You do see like Scarfs like fragging their minds out, Bank with low deaths, yeah, really well. Especially whenever Big Bank was just able to go behind and just bring so many players back and stay alive for so long as well. Instances like in Cafe, whenever there was 3 people shooting at him and he stayed alive, or whenever he went all the way back, whenever they were attacking, whenever Milkies was attacking second, you saw Big Bank like hiding underneath, winning 1v1s, bringing everyone back to the last, just
Yeah.
allowing Milkies to get so much space. So, on the other hand, you also see Nimby doing the same thing. By being a soldier, he's able to he's in a position to like just distract for so long and just stay alive for so long, despite waste, not necessarily waste damage, but spend health thing. So
Yeah, I really like the style of soldier that Nimby is playing, and just the style that like you were saying, Big Bank was doing it too. But I feel like on Roamer, a lot of people get caught in this mindset of, okay, I have to get in, I have to be the first one in, I have to, get this kill, get on the medic, get the medic kill, and then die. Nimby is, he has a decent amount of deaths. What are his deaths? Yeah, Nimby is up there top deathing because he's counter-sacking, but like he's getting results, and even when the counter sacks aren't, it's not a counter sack, it's a fight, he's putting eyes on him, he's not immediately going down until the fight, until it really benefits him to go for that play where he dies. He's playing it very smart, I think, which I think a lot of people can just learn from, at least that mindset. Your life as a roamer, your life is important. You just gotta kind of be aware of when to die and when to not just immediately go in.
yeah, it's a really delicate balance, and I feel like Nimby is playing it really well. Like we saw like in the second mid fight, he just instantly went into the face of everyone. He gave him a little smooch and disappeared with the win.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's. Sorry, go ahead.
Giving them a little tease of like what's to come. Just like Nimby was just like, oh wait, I'm really good at this game. Let me just show you why. And just goes in and basically I would say single-handedly won HRT the mid.
Yeah, I mean that one mid where he got the 3 pickaxes on a Slim, like that was cool. He should never have gotten that, but the fact that he's able to get behind and onto Slim, like, the pickaxes aren't really skill. That's just kind of the other team kind of missing. But the fact that he's able to put eyes on himself and then disappear and then suddenly show back up in a situation where Milkies weren't ready for it, that's incredibly important. And I think Milkies need to figure out if they want, like, so when a player goes behind on mids, you kind of gotta make a decision. Do you want to kill him immediately and then refight, or do you want to just push forward and get these kills before he can do anything? It's prevalent on process. Like roamers will sometimes bomb into a sewer or bomb into IT and play in there for a little bit. And if you have a roamer behind you, you can't just sit there. You gotta either kill him or you gotta go forward and kill everyone else. If you just sit there, he gets on you, and then everyone else collapses on you, and you lose them in. I think that's where Milkies are kind of getting caught on themselves, or just in their own, in their own heads. So they really got to think about what they want to do in those situations if they want to win this.
Yeah. A lot of something I want to see coming in from the side of HRTeam is that I noticed that they like to, whenever they're sacking, whenever they own mid and they're sacking onto second, they like to see if like Nimby can do a bunch of damage onto the door. Anyone like playing a little bit, further forward than everyone else, and then just having Pelt like follow up on that, and that nearly did work one time. They did do a bunch of damage on Pandu, and Pelt was nearly there to clean up the frags, but I definitely want to see them like possibly like refine that and clean it a little bit more, because it definitely has the potential, the makings of greatness in there, but it's just not. It's just
Yeah.
not really working out. But like on the same side of Milky's, like you definitely want to be. You can't be putting yourself in these where you're like constantly have to. It seems to be that like HR team aren't necessarily like winning a lot of these fights, but Milky's is just losing them.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And even when HRT are quote unquote winning them, they're winning these fights in a situation where Slin's dead. Oh, we're down 3 or 4 players and we can't really do much with it. It's like HRT are playing well when they're making the plays, but I think they get into a situation where if they're not expecting something, or if Melky's have an advantage, they really struggle. So I think for Melky's, they really gotta just tighten it up and figure out what they want to do about this aggression coming out of the soldiers, especially Nimby. And for excuse me, for HRT, they need to not get flustered when things don't go their way. There were a few pushes where they got ahead of themselves, they went too aggressive, or people went too early, or things like that. And if they're just able to clean that up, I think HRT wins this match if they clean that up, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah. It's just it's definitely really interesting just looking at like how everyone plays. Like again, both of these teams are I think they're both third and fourth. I think Milky's has a better record of 5-2 versus compared to HR team's 4-3. So, but again, like the head to head does favor HRT here, and it could possibly be the fact the way how HRT play. Like the way how these scrappy fights and like HRT kind of seem comfortable. They just seem like really. It's like kind of their element. Their element of us are just going in, just taking these scrappy fights and just coming out on top of them. It could also could be that Milky's just isn't necessarily like super like they might be a little bit too rigid, but like again, like that rigidness, you know, having like a game plan definitely can help out against just like a ball of chaos. They're not going to be expecting it, so hopefully we do see some adaptations coming in from both teams to make it like a little bit of an even scoreline, or maybe like little long talks are just going to be the team needs.
Yeah,
Because both the teams like they seem even. We do see like the really like Milky's does seem to like have the better scouts in terms of like them and survivability. Boulders on HR team is doing a lot more, I would say.
Yeah, and Nimby had in terms of damage and in terms of just impact, you're right about that. I'm just interested in what's going to happen in the second half in terms of speed, because it was not a slow first half by any means. It's 1-1, but like it was just constant fighting. So let's see if that continues. I'm gonna look at Nimby. I want to see what he does. He was such a huge impact on those three mids, excuse me, that we've seen so far.
Yeah, definitely. He does seem to be going in for the fast rollout. Just gonna be going.
He does hit it.
Yeah, hits it directly, and it's just gonna hit a rocket onto Pandu, completely immobilizing him. And again, they're just gonna have to deal with it. And the amount of space that he's just making for the team, and he's doing so much damage. He does go down,
Bloody's
but
dead. Scarf's dead.
Milky's hasn't adapted to it yet. Like, I'm surprised they haven't, like, Pandu hasn't trapped himself off or anything. It's just gonna be cleanup coming in from HR team. You're gonna see Proton heading in, but it's gonna require a whole lot of timing, and it's just not there. It's gonna bomb directly into a scout, and Magma's just gonna clean that up. He's gonna hit a nice rocket onto Magma, bringing him down to 9 HP. But 9 HP is infinitely more than what you need to win that fight.
For those of you just joining us, this is the start of the second half. The first half was 1-1. The HUD is being weird and broken at the moment. HRT owns second. It looks like they're about to push in top right. They use it really early on the crate. They don't know the gun's there. Now they do. It's immediately dead. Big Bank does come up on heavy, so he needs to get pressured back. Mopsy is dead. There are no sticks on the point, but they're just going to need to back up.
And we're heading into this dangerous territory of HRTeam where they're just like constantly, just constantly juggling between points and everything, and it's just constant back and forth, and like, nothing's really set in stone. They lose 2 here. Mopsy is going to be respawning, but Pelt is going to be on that 10-second respawn timer. As you're going to see Luddy going out. Actually, Luddy doesn't even have Uber yet, and he's caught out a little bit with the spam. So everyone from HRTeam is actually, going to be able to spawn. They're going to be able to hold here. Maybe not as aggressive as they might like just because of the Uber differential. But, again, Proton, like on the side of MILKIES is going to go in. Nimby and Proton are going to trade there. Nimby with the low air shot, Proton just shooting the ground. But Magma's also going to go down, so again, it's this scrappy fight. Scarf's just going straight in, forcing that Uber out. Pelt's just not really there, but Scarf is going to go down. We are just going to see a whole bunch of damage being dealt off, and MILKIES is just going to give us up.
Yeah, Scarf's got a little too over-eager, and he wasn't, connected with Luddy, and the Uber gets off him, he immediately just dies. Looks like they want to go through Cafe, but with how forward Pandu is playing, that's going to kind of, maybe dissuade them. Nimby's in, and he's not going to get taken down yet. He finally does.
Oh,
but
that's a lot of damage.
Boy. Craze rolled. He is going to live, but they're down 2. They're going to need to back up here. Glopers is in. He's putting the damage on. Magma's taken down. Glopers is just in. Slin is hurt. If they chase, Slin actually might get taken down here.
We do see Glopers
behind. Glopers
is behind. Unspotted is going to be bombing directly in. Actually, just trying to see if they can get Nimby there, but Nimby is going to trade off with Scarves. So it is a little bit of a saving grace. At the very least, Hoopers still are even, and the mid being captured so slowly was actually a little bit dangerous. Glopers is going to go down. We're just going to see Mopsy take this directly in. It's going to get the force off of Luddy. It's going to be a little smaller, it's going to be a smaller amount of advantage coming in here. But Mopsy is just relentless, just going straight in. Pandu's going to be the first casualty, and Big Bank as well. That's going to be 2 picks.
That was both well played by Mopsy and really poorly played by MILKIES. Yes, Lynn used first, but Luddy uses almost immediately after. And Luddy is constantly flashing both Pandu and I believe it was Scarfs, just constantly flashing them. So that Uber actually fades first, and they just immediately get run down by it. So really well played out of HRT. But MILKIES look like they want to make something happen here. And Jets is dead. Magma.
Not like that. Glopers and Big Bang do find 2 frags there, so it's gonna be make that
okay. Now it's bad.
It's looking not that great. Mopsy is still in, but barely survives with only 10 HP.
They should be capping.
Yeah, they should be.
Forward. Stick forwards, Pandu. Pandu, stick forwards.
Should be stacking this here. Oh, both the sword. We are gonna see both Magma and Nimby come up, and Scarfs is gonna go down, and the Uber is popped. Luddy gets forced, and he's not really, even though it is a little bit of soda Uber, they're just caught out here. It's just not looking too great. They just die at the same time.
Oof, and oh god, it's all over. Man, they really weren't sure what they wanted to do. They weren't sure if they wanted to get super far in or stack the cap, and that they kind of got caught in no man's land. And I was saying Pandu stick the point or stick the cap or the forward spawns, excuse me, and as Proton goes in, gets cleaned up. But yes, him sticking that forward would have probably won them that fight. But they shouldn't lose it just because he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, they put themselves in such a bad situation there and got punished for it. Slin has a 40% ad. He doesn't have yet, but they're very close, and they're building.
It's not looking too great. They are going to have both off classes. Scarfs and Big Bang just wanted to, tank this as much as possible. The sentry is there. Glopers is going to go down to Nimby. Proton as well. That's going to be both soldiers out of the fight. But
okay, now you need to kill the heavy. The heavy needs to die. No, Slin's just gonna get rushed on by Scarves.
Oh no. Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate there. It was looking so promising, but just HRTeam seems to be having such a problem with these last pushes. It seems to be, like not the most perfect thing. Like in all classes, just seems to be just completely denying them of getting any cap time or just any presence, like any threatening presence on the point. Really, it just needs to happen.
Yeah, the one round they won because the heavy was not in a position to do anything. And every other last push they've had, Big Bank campaign on heavy has just completely shut them down. As I said, that monkeys are getting in. Luddy's taking a really good amount of damage. The force does come in.
Oh, Nimby is gonna crater at the very end. That's
They
unfortunate.
shouldn't chase too far. Yeah, Nimby's gonna die, but that's fine. That is perfectly fine for what HRT did. They got the force. They're building really well. Slin almost has. They're gonna go in through choke. I don't think anyone's really in a position to force Slin. Gophers is trying to do what Nimby does. Get eyes on him. He does. He takes out Mopsy. Soldiers alone. And Slin does use Pelt. Almost gets cleaned up. I'm not sure who this favors yet.
Yeah, that's the thing with both these teams. You know, it's just like these like situations where usually it would favor one team. It just one team either loses or
Yeah.
it's just one team just loses. It's like really hard to like, you can't necessarily say like one team won. It's just more so one team just makes more mistakes than the other.
Yeah, Glover's actually did a good job. He got the force, and then he did what Nimby's been doing. He went behind, and that's actually why HRT had to back up from that fight. They had Uber to set, but also, Glover's was behind, just pestering them. Nimby goes in for bomb, gets immediately cleaned up. Luddy gets no damage on him whatsoever. I think he actually got air piked by Pandu, so poor guy. This gun is up, and Slin is going to have Uber. So they should know that. Hopefully. Yeah, they're going to be backing up, I think. No, they're going just in top. Maybe that's a sack. Slin uses, actually, and Mopsy's dead.
Oh, but two frags instantly. Holy.
That's okay, though. A two for one with an Uber force, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's a really successful Uber. Like, even if you don't necessarily get out of last, getting two frags just buys you a lot of time just to get more comfortable at last.
Pelt going down is bad, too. But Magma and Mopsy doing exactly what they need to, getting the gun, getting the heavy. So this is where HRT pushing last have struggled. Let's see if MILKIES can do it better. You need to take down the gun. You need to either kill or pressure back the heavy, get the stickies off the point, and just take that ground. Let's see what they want to do. Where are they going to go? They're using immediately through left. The gun hasn't been spotted. Now it has. The heavy hasn't really been touched either. The gun finally goes down. There's no heavy anymore.
The cap.
Yeah, the cap time is big. Bank is actually in on Cray. That's big. Scarf 6 is taken down, but with Cray dead... Oh, Luddy actually goes down as I'm saying that. So now it's just... Slin's dead, and it's just Bank.
It's just up to Big Bank there, and he's 28 HP. He's going to be leaving, going to be chased out. And it looks like he's not really going for any back cap plays. He actually wasn't really spotted in dungeon. He definitely could have just hit it around the corner. Mopsy completely just...
Milky should refight this blindsided. Milky's definitely need to refight this with how late Slin died, and they are. They're just gonna immediately retake it. No pressure at all from HRT. But yeah, it's the same thing that the same problem HRT has been having. Just you get in. All right, now what? You take down the gun. Okay, there's still 6 players alive. They still are buffed. You still have to cap that point, clear those sticks. There's so much you have to do, and the Uber's already faded. Okay, they do spam the gun down, that's good, but an Uber, at least in like pushing into last when the Uber advantage isn't huge or they already have time to set up, it's just you really need to do more, and every Uber push into last has been really bad.
From both teams, really.
Yeah,
it's just so... It's incredibly rough right now. It's just like... the scrappiest of scrap fights.
Yeah, for those of you who were just joining us, the first half was very similar. Neither team could push left. Proton goes in, doesn't really get anything, but it's a pretty safe sack. But yeah, it was the same story for the first half. I mean, yeah, there's 2. Each team got a round. Actually, look at Slin and Pell. No,
they could have definitely just taken that up dungeon, but looks like they... Oh, where are they going? They're so
unsure. They're so unsure of what they want to do.
This is bad. If they're unsure, then it's not like continued. They finally did cancel at the very end. At least they were able to make an executive decision there, and
we're paused.
Looks like there is a pause going in.
Yeah, we got. All right, let's see what we got. We got Proton on Sniper. Both teams have Uber. No one on HRT is really that far forward. So it looks like maybe this will slow down and we'll get the Proton Sniper. Yeah, these. I really hate seeing these Uber pushes, man. The fights are really well played. Like Milkies and HRT actually have a lot of good ideas and cohesion everywhere that is not last. Like, it's so rough, and I just want to see at least one of them tighten it up.
It's really odd, just like, HR team seems to like what I've noticed for the past 2 rounds at the very least, when HR teams the second round and then like the third round afterwards, HR team just takes mid convincingly. They full wipe Milkies. 100% off of like Nimby's incredible bombs coming in there, and then they just all push forward. They're just really coordinated, and they get all the frags and snowball really fast. They get to the second, they cap it like no issues. Maybe like someone gets shot by like a bullet. Maybe someone just gets shot by a rocket. But that's nothing that like Mr. Slin can't fix. Like Mr. Slin just has like all the band-aids and everything needed in case you trip and fall and you scrape your knee. Like nothing. It's just not small cuts. But then once you get into last, it's just they just forget. It's just a lot of fundamental things that they're not really getting, like pressuring the point slowly or getting the off classes, or just the focus fire seems to be going all over the place. They do they get like instantly 2 frags, but then the off classes come out, and at that point the off classes are basically they might as well just be 6 extra people that the teams can't kill. So definitely want to see like a little bit more, like if at the very least you can't kill the off class, maybe try baiting the point, then having something like that, or killing everyone else besides the off class is also a possibility. But at the same, like you just need to be coordinated on this focus fire, just because a heavy doesn't have the mobility of a scout. So if the heavy doesn't die, that's just the lack of coordination. If a scout doesn't die, that's just like, oh, the scout just gave me the works. He just gave me the moves. That I can't do anything about that. Or if a soldier doesn't die, that soldier could have done the same. But a heavy.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like when you're going into last, you should have a plan. Otherwise, your main caller needs to say, "This is what we're doing." As the fight's going on, like get on the point or shoot these players. And it's just they're not, or I don't know, maybe they are and it's just not happening. But yeah, it's TF2 is just, in a lot of senses, it's a game of like you have to know what to do in one way or the other. Like you can't half commit to anything because you just get destroyed, and that's what's been happening on all these last pushes. Maybe, but I don't think we've seen a sniper pushing last yet. I don't believe we've seen it yet. So
no.
The Proton Sniper might provide us some new content to talk about, other than how bad these guys are at pushing last.
Yeah, definitely can shake things up, especially like getting a really like an Uber drop on Slin would be absolutely phenomenal.
Here we go.
And we did unpause at the very we did unpause there, so it's gonna be really interesting just seeing what space they can make. It looks like
they already know he's on Sniper. They already saw it.
They heard the shot. Shot heard around the world, and he's just scoping in at the current moment. Nimby, oh no, Proton's just missing these shots here. It's not looking too great. The sentry is currently defended, and Proton has so much space over here on the right. But Nimby just bombs directly in. He's gonna get 1 rocket, not before taking a whole lot of damage himself. So again, knowing that the sniper's alive, it just makes it that much harder.
Yeah, it really is. Proton doesn't have any pressure on him right now. Like, Pellet actually goes down. He tries to get a little too cute top left, but oh, there it is.
Yep, that's what we needed. So that's going to be full Uber advantage coming in on the side of Milkies, and looks like they're still playing this a little bit patiently, making sure.
You can play patiently. They literally don't have any heals, but you can't really drop anyone here. They don't. They use the Uber. Cray's going to get rushed down. Just stick off the point. Maybe go for kills. I don't agree with what Pandu just did. Now the sniper could provide an issue, but it's just Mopsy. It's 3 alive. Ooh, it's 3v2.
3v2. The health is not looking too great.
Here. Yeah, that's going to be the last push.
Magma. Even then, it was a little bit scrappy at the very. Like it started. I started to get worried at the end just because you know, HRT was doing a really nice job of just focusing down players, but Milky's had the heals and Milky's had the power there, so it is gonna Milky's leading 2-1 on the second half. Again, we're gonna see Nimby going fast on this mid, getting some early
Pandu goes
spam.
Valley just to avoid Nimby. Look at all this space that HRTeam are taking out. Pandu's dead. Bloody is so hurt. They just need to leave. They're gone. Bloody's gone. Proton looks like he's gonna leave. Bank is hiding. I don't think they know he's here. I do not believe they know he's here. And I think he's gonna try to kill Magma. His goal should be, yeah. If he kills Magma, this is good. He's at least stopping the
He's
cap.
denying the point. This is a
He's gonna die though. And
Magma
Bloody needs to be gone.
2 HP. That's you just want to retake that fight.
Takes down Slim.
Oh, that's a really nice coming in from Clopers.
If he was on Bloody. Milky should be careful about refighting this at the moment, just because it's 4 fragging classes who have no reason to do anything but go in for you. But when they get these players, they should definitely try to push out here. It's full Uberhead. Nimby isn't even alive yet. Jets is clearing space. I don't know if they've seen the 6. Now they have. They're taking so much time, though. Jets is down to 40 health. Now they're putting cap time on. Oh, Nimby's on. Nimby's on Bloody.
But
good
Luddy,
rockets, actually. Doesn't kill him, though.
Does get a really nice rocket onto Luddy, but Luddy just surfs that all the way to the other side of the earth, and there's just no way that you're following that up.
Yeah, and they should be able to take mid pretty easily here. Just make sure, watch for hiders, clear sticks, play it smart. Slin is building very well, and they should just be able to hold second here.
Yeah, looking really great here. Just the Ubers did even out at the very end. It did seem to be the HRTeam wasn't necessarily building whenever they were holding mid, but finally just like at the very end. So again, we're just gonna be stalemating here. Milkies are in the driver's seat, so they can decide to just completely stalemate this if they want to. But I feel like it's in the nature of both of these teams to not
Proton
want
is
to.
in.
Yeah, and Proton's just gonna be going in, gonna hit 1 rocket onto Slin, but it's not going to be enough. Slin's just going to hold that down. There's going to be something
Poor
sprayed. And
Pel goes for a counter sack, runs into a scout, then eats an arrow, and poor guy.
Yeah, it's just soldier jail. It's rough.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, soldier jail. It's terrible. I'm not a huge fan of soldier. Oh, Yoshi. So Proton on speed, let's see what he can do. I was just gonna say, I'm not really he's disguising a sniper. I like this. He's gonna make it look like, oh, they have a sniper. And then he shows up as spy. It's a very
This is actually big brain.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now they know.
They're assuming a sniper and they're just, retreating. Like, this is honestly the biggest brain. They Uber in as well.
What?
Possibly even fearing the sniper? That's actually really interesting.
Used. Oh, Letty does get forced. Now Jets is just kind of here on spy, like, what do I do? He's dead scarf dead. This is actually bad for Milkies with Jets on spy. Like, what is he gonna do? He's on the med, actually. He should. No, he does take down Slim.
Oh.
Okay.
Big Bank is gonna go down. Pelt
Proton
goes down
so
before
he's
killing.
alive.
Oh, 12 HP on Proton. Letty's only at 54 and regaining.
So, all right.
That was the weirdest exchange. That was like
When I said
Proton
earlier,
was 300.
Yeah, when I said earlier that sometimes Slin uses early or too late or early or whatever, and I don't know if that's his team or him. I still don't know if that was his team or him, but that was a. All right, Proton
One
just
more
trick
backstab.
He trick stabbed a scout. I'm pretty sure. All right, but I really have no idea what that Uber was. The only thing I can think was the plan is, okay, they're all bunched up in Valley. Let's Uber into them, do a stupid amount of damage so they have to flash. So.
I felt, if that was intentional, that was 100% like a billion IQ. But just as we say that, we are going to see Milky's pushing directly into last.
And
They're
all
gonna
they
get
got
the
is the
sentry
gun.
Yeah, all they got is a gun, and that's it. They just got bullied out by a whole lot of spam. They just Ubered on the wrong side.
Proton immediately dies. Ha. Nimby, or no, that's Pelt, excuse me. Pelt gets taken down. Slin does have, it's going to be a 5v5 pushing on a last. You can definitely do this. Being down a soldier is big. That's a lot less spam than you can have to avoid. MILKIES are actually doing a really good job of building. They just get out through lower left, though, on the side of HRT. They're going to get this for free.
They have to make sure that they capture. Oh, Nimby just gets juggled and choked by Pandu. Looks like the face.
too.
Gulpers bombs in, trying to see if they can do anything, but just, decides to say, hey, my life's pretty important, and gets out.
Yeah, there was really no reason for him to die there. He knew he wasn't going to get the force, so his death was just, it would have just made this harder for his team, and we're going to have this mid to second stalemate. What's going on in Valley here? Proton is very hurt. He's going to bail. My guess is they sack and he goes sniper a spy again. It's worked. I mean, obviously, the spy working last time, he didn't actually have a role in it. It just kind of happened. But we'll see what happens. There's a lot of fighting going on in Valley. Proton actually gets cleaned up on the flank. On the medic as there's a fight going on the flank. He got Slin down to 50, but did not take him down. Look at Magma. Magma's in deep. He is just
all the way in.
Bloody. He is on
Isn't
top
getting
of
shot
Bloody.
at all.
Oh my god. He's still low. He gets forced. He's gonna live.
How? Someone explain to me how.
Wow. That man just
He's
walks
still,
in.
He's still behind.
Is he? He's gonna kill goal.
No,
What?
no fucking way. No way.
He's not behind. He wasn't behind, granted, but what?
The fact he got the force as a scout, just going in, no real spam going towards his way, and he gets a frag after getting out. So
I think that's actually no, that happened to another team. The pickaxe kill earlier.
yeah.
Whoopers goes in. He gets the force. Slin uses a little bit early. I don't know if I agree with it, but they're gonna. Whoopers is still somehow not dead. There he goes. They're gonna get second for it, which they should have. Maybe they could have milked a little bit harder, and maybe Slin would have Uber here. But look how aggressive they're getting into lobby. Mopsy is just running down. Oh, poor Proton. Maybe he's gonna get clean. Sorry.
I definitely would. I was gonna say I definitely would have wanted them to see push into last before any Ubers have been gone.
There they
and,
go.
Take the dry fight, but looks like they're gonna be doing it anyways. Although one team currently is just has a loaded gun on them. That gun being full Uber advantage, but at the same time, HRTeam just want to slow it down. There's 9 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock, and they are down only one round. So, again, this is just a really close game, but not for reasons you might think.
If this match was just mids and seconds, this would be a lot better. In terms of just for both teams, their egos.
HRTeam would have just won
Yeah,
if it was
you're
just
right.
mids and seconds.
You're right. But I've played in matches where I've lost every mid and gotten destroyed on second, but I've won because the other team can't push last. I've watched a lot of matches where that happens. This is a thing that a lot of teams struggle with, pushing last. And HRT need to fix these issues within the
Nimby's
next 10
directly in.
minutes.
Oh. Pandu does go down. It is going to be a double sack coming in, triple sack
Help,
coming
though.
in. Gun's going to go down. It's going to be both shoulders and a scout down on the side of HRTeam. So it's not looking too pretty for
They need to get out quick, though, which they are. Mopsy is playing this pretty aggressively, which is smart. Proton is behind, but they're aware of him there now. Slin
Bomb
does
directly.
use... Oh my god. Look, Luddy still hasn't even used it. He's taken no damage. He just now uses. Magma is behind on last, and no one saw it. Well, alright, 2-1, guys.
All right.
Or 2-2, I should say.
That's fine. It's fine. It's 2-2 at the current moment. 8 minutes left on the clock. This might go into golden cap overtime if the current trend continues of nobody being mid to
Nobody
last,
can't
and then
push
from
the
last to other last, and then from last to second, and then second for 5 minutes. So let's just see what's gonna go on. We're just gonna see Nimby fast roll out directly to Pandu, and they're just gonna instantly kill him.
Look
why?
at Pelt, too. Pelt just
what are
immediately goes in,
rules?
gets really good damage on Glopers, and this mid almost looks over already.
Glopers Craters.
Yeah,
He
this
landed
mid
on
is
top of the
over.
cafe. Glopers went to the skybox, landed on top of the cafe. Was like, "Oh, I need to get down. I need to get healed," and he just fell off of it and accidentally cratered. So, again, another mid going on the side of HRTeam. Hopefully, they're able to convert this and just we reached the time whenever the match timer is less than the round timer, so they can't just stalemate this out. But MILKIES actually did a really nice job of just retreating before they did. Like, Pandu did go down immediately, so it is going to be even Ubers here. So,
Look how
again,
far in they are on the right side. They're just
Yeah.
in completely. Gun's dead. They're going to be able to pressure the point. They're just pressuring the point. Look at Nimby. And there he goes. Okay, Slin somehow got taken down to 50 in that. He is going to live, so, Look at Glopers, though. Okay, they're very aware. Great rocket! Oh, he gets the force! Really good rockets. Proton's actually going to die. Good play by Luddy to keep him alive. This is weird. Slin is going to get caught out. Magma's dead, too. Bank is playing this smart.
Mops is still behind.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
it's
kill the people who you know are going to be going for back caps. You know the Soldier's here. Take him down. Now you need to be aware. Nimby is in. He's on the med.
Oh.
Luddy's dead. Good rocket from Luddy. Cray is in. It's just great. There he goes. So, well played. Well played by both teams there. MILKIES did a good job of holding and then taking down Slin, and HRT did a good job of, well, my med's dead. Better get their med. So
yeah, they just kind of deathballed into them, and
they're not even going to get the point. They're just going to push them out. It's not that big of an advantage, though. It's only 30%. So if MILKIES build this well and HRT take a little bit of time, they might get caught off thinking this is bigger red than it is.
They need to spot this. They need to spot to see what off classes exist. They need to get a lot of space before they actually decide to now is the time. You need to get into lobby. You need to peek out. Do they have a gun? Do they have a heavy? What do they do? They have
they
a
know the
sniper
gun's there now. They've heard the gun. This is a really smart gun placement because it's gonna deny the Uber. They don't need to survive. They need to survive and deny the Uber just until Luddy can get. And it's what they're doing. The gun's dead. 90%. The sticks haven't been dead yet. Luddy is gonna get. No picks have gone down there. They're playing the point really well. But here comes the Uber, and they're all caught in on the right. Everyone's dying. It looks like. Pelt is in. He's gonna get cleaned up. It is just Magma and Nimby. So let's see if that back cap can happen. Look where Magma's hiding.
It's hiding in the bush.
Please check the bush.
The bush just gets instantly stickied off. There's no chance.
Oh.
5 minutes left on the clock. Again, we've reached the point where the round timer is actually less than match timer.
Wait!
Whoa! That's 3 frags on HRT.
And they're just 2 up.
It's just 2 up. They didn't. This is really good for HRT.
They got no spawn. This should be the round.
Should be the round. Big Bang's just winning the 1v1. Big Bang's winning. Woo! Big Bang just goes in,
Oh my god. Wow. He just 2-shot 3-shot a fully buff Soldier, 2-shot a fully buff Scout. That man's crazy.
Just going straight in. Magma wants to fight this. Mopsy is there to clean
Scarfs
up.
Is dead again. They need to cap. Good. Mopsy's dead. Scarfs is dead. Cray is in the sky. Does get cleaned up, but Clover's is dead immediately as well. Nibby is going in. They know he's here. Proton gets rushed down, though, so it's a 3v4. The Uber is going to come out of Luddy. Yes? No? He's holding it really well, actually.
He's holding it.
The Scout is going to make him use it. Oh, no. He's just leaving. Wow. I like that by Luddy. That's really smart.
Decides to leave to dungeon. Actually, I would say a lot of people don't often forget that dungeon exists. It's an exit seldom used.
On Luddy.
Oh, Nimby bombs directly into the face of everyone, but this time they do deny the kiss. They are wearing the mask. Please stay safe, everyone. Currently, is still in quarantine. COVID is still real, so definitely do be careful with that. But looks like again we're just gonna be stalemating left with 3 minutes and 30 left on the clock. It's HRTeam are just in the driver's seat. They just have to pedal to the metal. They have to get this final point if they want to win this. It is still 2-2. This will go into golden cap overtime.
Yeah, we're probably going to see a few more sacks. I doubt we'll see an Uber trade. Yeah, we're probably just going to see these sacks. They're just running in. Okay, Magma's dead. That's fine. Is Pelt going off that? Nimby maybe? No. Magma's going to snipe. If I remember correctly, he used to be a very big fan of playing sniper. Yeah, there it is. So we're going to have a sniper. Give him a minute or two to get a pick, and if not, I think we're just going to have, maybe a sack or just a straight-up Uber trade. HRT don't need to play this super aggressive. They just need to kind of, and they know there's a sniper now because Gloper's checked. HRT don't need to play this super aggressive. They know that MILKIES are, one or two mistakes away from completely losing this map. And Melkies know that too, so HRT just can kind of play a little bit passive, give these snipers some peeks, some chances. He's just going to slow peek top right. I think they know he's there. They do.
Yeah, they're not giving them anything to work with. This is really good. This is really well played by MILKIES. Does seem to be that they actually do want to force Golden Cap, and Magma just kind of goes in a little bit too
Clover's
fast.
just going to crater.
Oh,
Okay.
it is. They did still double sack there, but at the same time, the respawn timer is going to favor HRTeam here. So,
if someone else other than Magma was the second person to die, I would have said Melky should actually push out, because like, okay, yeah, they still have Uber, but one of those players is a sniper. Like, sniper can't do much with an Uber unless you're insane. And granted, maybe he hits the shot or two, but you can't bank on that. It's not something you can really trust.
A minute left. Things are gonna get desperate here. The gun is gonna go down before anything else. Luddy is still hiding there, but
Nimby's dead. Uber comes in out of Slin. Oh, that's just no.
It's gonna be Uber straight in here. We are just gonna see.
Right.
Oh, they just can't go in. There's gonna be a minute left. There's not gonna be enough time to like build up.
Bank, get on heavy right now. You need a heavy. You need a heavy or a gun right now.
There's not gonna be enough time to build up the Uber. They need a push off of this. There's 1 minute left.
There is barely enough time to build the Uber, and that's why they're doing it. There is gonna be a Uber fight, but Melkies know this too. Melkies are building as well. Yeah, there's bank on heavy. Yep. So this is gonna be. HRT needs to go before the Uber almost, because as soon as both teams get Uber, this fight favors Melkies very, very heavily. And they're just gonna get it. So we got 30 seconds left. It looks like they're gonna use through dungeon. Yeah, demo over through dungeon. No, they got called out.
Oh no.
There it is. Demo over through dungeon, but they're getting denied really well. Prey does go in. He's just getting decimated in the sky.
They need a focus cap.
They're not. Nimby's dead.
It's not looking too great. Looks like
nah, this is looking like it.
Yeah, we're just gonna go directly into Golden Cap overtime. There's only 15 seconds left on the clock, and it's just kind of, you just want to pat the stats here, just seeing if you can get any more frags. If you're Mr. Slin or if you're Luddy, you just kind of want to see more heals per minute. If you had Uber and you didn't
feed
force
the heavy.
it.
There it is.
So yeah, again another 1-1 for this half, making it 2-2. Golden Cap overtime, and it's gonna be up to, next point wins. Whoever gets the next point just takes the match.
Next cap.
Yeah.
Next round. There was, I think, a version of Golden Cap where after a certain amount of time, if you held mid, you won. But I could be wrong on that.
The EU rules.
Is that the EU?
I'm not necessarily sure.
That.
I do know that some of the EU rules I do wish we'd adopt, because there is a lot of good ideas in there. Not all of them, but I would like to see an amalgamation between US and EU rules. Because I do know that Golden Cap overtimes can last a really long time, because one, there's no match timer. So it's just it's 100% down to round timer, and it's up to you guys it's up to the teams to just get around here. So, but I also have seen I've seen really close games like this, and I've played really close games like this where it's just where where it's just really close in the matches, it's 2-2, but then in the Golden Cap it's just a steamroll. It's just one team completely wipes up mid, they take second, and there's no issues pushing last. So that might come out of here. We might be in here for a longer journey than many of us signed up for, but that's what we're here for. We're here to, this is an experience, this is a journey, and I don't mean disrespect to any teams.
I have to be up in 7 hours. It's great.
I do have a lot of homies. Nimby, I would consider Nimby a homie. Was gonna play with him in the last preseason, but unfortunately that didn't work out.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I love both these teams. Just like you. I love a lot of these players. I hold a lot of them in high regard. Please learn how to push mid. Please, or not mid, excuse me. Please learn how to push last. Please. My God.
It could also be a testament to just how well they're able to defend last, but even then, there's always a way to break it. You just have to learn how to adapt.
Pushing the if you know how to push Lash correctly, you should get more than one round. No matter how good the other team is at holding, if you're on equal level with them or even beating them like HRT have been, like you need to win this. Like it just should happen. They're I don't know. Watch some demos. I don't know, man. Do some more thinking.
It's definitely a rough experience, and but we're here together. We're learning together, and we're learning how to play the best worst TF2. It's scrappy DM fight after scrappy DM fight that like you don't know what's gonna happen at the end of it. You don't know who's gonna win it, and so hopefully we could just see something come out of the end.
Fleskore or Antlers, or I guess anyone in chat. I think some of you were you two around for the match where when ESEA first went free for open for players, or I don't remember exactly what that might have been. Yeah, the match between the two CS:GO teams in TF2. It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. What was it? The Heavy dropped like 80 frags or something like that. Oh, simpler days.
I don't remember watching it, but I'm pretty sure it was playing at the time. The two of the matches that I like constantly go back to is season 21, Freotech versus Ronin, and then season 24, Freotech versus I don't remember what team it was. I think I want to say Ascent.
It was probably I'm guessing it was Ascent.
But season 24 is the longest grand finals of any season, clocking in at a whopping 5 hours and 24 minutes.
Is that the one that was 2 BO5s in one night?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
season 21 as well. So definitely gonna be, I'm not necessarily getting vibes from that, but it's just we've been here before. We've seen this before.
I remember that was a really nice BO5, and then the TFTV casters. I think I was in like open at the time. Maybe I wasn't even playing sixes yet, but the casters were like, all right, next BO3 or the second BO5 is gonna be like tomorrow or sometime soon. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed, and then I just get a message on Steam like, yo, come back online, and then I get back and it's like, no, Banny's like, we're playing it tonight.
Yeah,
oh, I was up until 5 a.m. watching TF2.
I definitely remember that. I think one of the casters was Marxist back at the time, and Marxist was like, "Yeah, I have work in the morning, so I'm just gonna go to bed." And they just had to get Drunk Shade season 24.
Drunk
Woo!
Shade. Yeah, that's memories. I've been watching this game for like 7 years, man. What have I done with my life?
Have a good time.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. This is taking a long time. People.
So according to chat, whenever Mr. Slin used, whenever Jets was disguised as a sniper, and like that 3 billion, like so, if Jets was like doing a 200 IQ play, if that was intentional for Mr. Slin, that would have been 3 billion IQ. That just like the brain, just the size of like a supercomputer. But no, Mr. Slin's cat just slipped on his mouse and accidentally forced him to use there. So a little bit unfortunate, but they did actually, despite it being accidental in the most accidental way, HRTeam played really well based off of that one accident. So can't necessarily hard blame them for that, but at the same time, what I usually do is I put my pets to sleep. I put my dogs, tell them a good night. I tell my dogs good night, and I give them little head pats. I cover them up, and I just tell them, all right, good night. I would need you to not bother me for the rest of the night.
Yeah, more reason why dogs are better. I'm a dog person through and through. All right, HRT is ready up. I no longer have to find things to talk about. Oh yes, we are going live into the Golden Cap. This is a really, like we've said just constantly. This is a really weird match. Mid and second,
They need to execute the config. No time limit. Oh no. Or maybe the rules have
Maybe
changed
that
or
is
something like that.
the.
I'm not necessarily sure. Milky's is actually really late to the mid. We already
Yeah, I
just
think
seen
there's
Nimby.
not supposed to be a time limit. I believe that's how it works. If I had to take a guess.
Looks like they're actually playing like an actual ring around the rosy mid. It's not just
Yeah,
gonna be an
Milkyes are
aggressive
playing this
mid.
better.
So
Clover's is the first to
ooh.
die. That's big.
Yeah,
Proton
that's
goes
really
in to kind of. He does take down Mopsy, and he's not really getting shot too much. He's gonna get on Nimby. Magma's dead too, and now Nimby's gonna kind of gotta back up, and Crazy's gonna get rushed down too. So they just gotta back up. They're up 3, but 2 soldiers, not the best for refighting. Oh, look, they want to because they're in. I just realized they're in the other team's choke. I'm pretty sure.
The control point is being captured.
Yeah, they were. The ring around the rosy, they put each other in the choke. So now look at this. HRT are behind. They have to use first. Oh, Pandu gets caught out. Not the best.
Oh,
Scarps is dead too.
Scarps gets killed. Oh
Okay.
no.
All right. That was really good, and then here we are. They should at least cap the point. Maybe? No? What's going on here? Proton wants to. He should.
He's
gonna
kind of
edge
edging it out. He's actually gonna cap it, so
He's gonna die for it.
really well done. Oh.
There's a lot going on. That was
We're
bad.
We're back to the
Here, but
regular
no,
sta-
HRT actually wants to move forward off this because Milkyes are only 3 up. But Pandu's actually putting out really good damage. He's gonna get forward, and there goes Scarps. But Craze gets taken down, so actually really well played. I have no idea what's really going on anymore. This is just DM at this point. Pelt was on the floor. He's gonna get taken down. There's a scout on the point. He's just gonna back up. Magma's hurt, so Milkyes are gonna keep mid. Pelt's dead. Maybe Milkyes want to do something off of that. Pandu is actually just walking through choke. There are no sticks up at all. Great rocket from Proton to back up the combo. Slit does have though. Uh-oh.
Ooh, Pandu gets dropped. Actually, wait, Luddy doesn't have Uber yet, but that's still
they just ran him
unfortunate. Where
down.
still a little bit
milking this really
unfortunate.
well.
Yeah, it's not looking. It's again, we're just back to scrappy fight after scrappy fight. Luddy does have full Uber advantage here, but looks like they just do want to wait for Pandu at the very least. Having that damage is going to be really vital, especially like pushing into second on Golden Cap here. Just making sure that anything can happen. Again, the timer is running down, even though it shouldn't be, just because you need to make sure that it's constantly happening.
So the round timer will go down. The round timer will reset the match, or reset the round, which is fine. It just won't end it. Nimby looks like he's gonna die. Glover's actually is the one who dies. Nimby does not get taken down though. Magma is taking a fight in Valley with a scout. Bank is gonna get taken down. Scarps is dead too.
3 dead
Nimby
before
is
the
dead.
Uber gets popped.
That's fine, but
That's
like,
with Uber advantage.
yeah. They really wanted to get forward.
They wanted to take a lot of space.
Ooh,
Pelt
goodbye,
is
Pelt.
gonna go down. Pelt is just not having a good time, but Mopsy's already on a 7 kill streak, just having a really good half this life.
Clippers is in the skybox. He is just surfing into the other team's Valley. He's playing the Nimby role right now. Game behind. Luddy is destroyed. Slin actually does use first. Luddy milks it pretty well. He's going to have to flash, though. Pandu cannot jump forward. They are going to take down Glopers, it looks like.
Oh,
no! Slin's the first
gonna
one
go down.
Slin's the first one to die?
Looks like to be the only casualty as well.
Yeah. Okay, well, there goes Nimby going for something. Oh, no. Magma's
Here comes
dead.
everyone else.
Mopsy's dead. Pelt's dead. It's just Cray. And
They're wiping here. They're wiping here.
Full wipe. That should, barring something crazy, that should be GG. Milky should take this golden cap. Slin's doing what he can in spawn. They're already putting sticks up. That's going to be GG.
Yeah. Nimby does get 1 kill at the very end. Might have been a little bit more of a cushion, but that's despite all the scrappiness, Milkyes did finally bring it out at the very end. Is gonna take it 3-2 after a how long? A really long game. Just an incredibly long game coming in. Well over an hour long, nearly 2.
Oh, easily.
And this is just one map, so.
Here, let me find that golden cap stat.
Yeah, that's going to conclude the head-to-head for both of these teams. It's currently going to be 1-1 tied. HR team took the first one. You just saw Milkies take the second one. Although the round advantage is actually on the way towards
It's HRT by 1.
yeah, HRT is winning still by 1.
I think what this shows me is that uh at least between the two teams, HRT are playing a bit better. They really need to work on their last pushes, and I think HRT somewhat run into, not team destroying issues or things that completely lose it for them, but they run into these issues on maps. At least compared to from Gully Wash to Sunshine, where the soldier can't get in as easily. I feel like, because I remember when I watched these two teams play early in the season, it might have been the first week even, and I think I casted it. Um, I said it before the game started. I think I remember um Pelt and Nimby doing a lot of work getting forward and just putting a lot of pressure on all the players at Melkies and pressuring them back. And on Gully Wash, like even a little bit of space is enough to win you mid. It's enough to win you second usually. It's really hard to refight from second if you get pushed back at all on Gully. And I think that's where HRT shined in that match. HRT did that to an extent this match, but the fact that the flanks were kind of open sometimes, they kind of ran into the issue. And like we kind of harped on over and over, they just struggled so hard with pushing last that it really bit them in the butt in the end.
Yeah, it's just like there was so many rounds that they could have just like ended right then and there. But just being like uncoordinated on the last pushes, that's definitely gonna be something that haunts them, honestly. Like at that point you just want to keep playing. You just like want to like because you know you have it in you whenever, especially whenever you're winning mids and you're winning these fights like this, and because like a lot of the fights just weren't down to like raw DM. It was just really well coordination coming in from everyone, especially like once you lose your medic and you just go all the way in. There's a lot of coordination that goes into like just 5-man sacking for Luddy at that point. But
Hmm.
they did really well, and they actually did like they got a lot of damage being done by their soldiers, and their scouts came in and they did a whole lot. But at the same time, it's incredibly rough at that point because you know that you could do better, and you just want to keep playing. And it's a little bit unfortunate that HR team did lose that way, but
Okay, so Uh, I am going to need to head to bed soon, but I do want to talk about the combined logs really quick. Scar's 52, 22, and 27. Goodness. Like, the damage wasn't crazy, but 52 kills, 22, and 7. Big Bank campaign, 51, 14, and 18. Like, we saw that last hold where he just immediately two-shot 2 people. Like, they're scouts. The scouts were the difference makers for the difference makers were one, HRT were having a lot of struggles pushing last, and two, Scarfs and Big Bang campaign were having incredible games. On the other side, Cray 44, 17, and 21. Really good play coming out of him, especially as a demo, putting up 283 DPM, which is, it's not insane, but with how stalematy that all is, doing that consistent damage over 70 minutes is pretty
yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
pretty good. That's a lot of damage being done. He nearly
Hmm.
hit 20k damage, so
Hmm. Yeah.
really,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, just looking at these logs, it's like honestly pretty insane. You do see Pelt definitely was feeling it. He was kind of stuck in soldier jail, and it's like
Yeah.
we've all been there. He
I mean,
was doing really well with like trades and stuff. He
honestly, like Pellet, like the deaths, yeah, but the kills weren't necessarily there. But what I'm seeing by his deaths and kind of the heals he's taking, he was kind of playing just like a defensive pocket almost. Like, yeah, he was dying because he would sack or whatever. But the fact that his DPM is consistent with Jets and Nimbies, despite having like 10 and like 13 less kills, he was playing a kind of a passive pocket, which isn't necessarily bad. I just don't think it worked out. Also, Slim died 8 more times. I think that's kind of a big
That's
problem.
that's also a really big problem. Just like
Yeah.
looking at the Ubers, Slim did have more, possibly just because that like maybe a little bit early pops and everything. Did have one drop, compared to Luddy. Luddy's just the perfect medic, or at least in
You guys
this.
crazy.
But I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can look in his stats forever. But
Yeah.
I will. But with that, I think we are gonna be done for tonight.
Yeah, there's like really very little we could say now. It's a really long, tiring game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. You guys were able to get something out of it, and yeah, I was one of your casters, Fleskore. I was joined here by Unicorn Wizard,
Mhm.
and we're gonna be signing off for the night. So see you guys later.
Yeah.